Hello, everybody. Hope we're all well. Welcome to another exciting episode from Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel. And I'd like to begin by wishing you all a happy Easter.
Yeah, baby.
Thanks, Elvis. Don't forget, whoever gets the question right first on the quiz gets a...
Yeah, baby.
Okay, we got rid of the for now anyway. I hope you're all very well. I can see a lot of you in the chat. And first things first, hot off the press, as they say. This only broke a couple of days ago. Elvis Presley's estate has given the green light for plans to revamp his biggest hits for a new generation. Oh, what's going to go on here? A raft of current chart stars, including US rapper Doja Cat. Okay. Everybody familiar with Doja Cat? Have signed up to cover his songs for a new compilation album. It is expected to be released in June to coincide with the biopic Elvis from director Baz Luhrmann. Oh. So, Doja will cover his 1956 song Hound Dog, while rapper Sway Lee, who has previously worked with Madonna, is also on board for the project. This comes from a press release, by the way, that came out a couple of days ago. I don't know how many of you have heard of this. However, it says the move risks infuriating die-hard fans who believe the chart legend's music should not be tampered with, simply to get cash from beyond the grave. Okay, that's what it says. One fan says, I don't know, it obviously a fan that should remain nameless, it wasn't me, says it's hugely controversial. Elvis fans are die-hard and see any tampering as sacrilege, but Warner Brothers wanted to bring his music to a new audience. He is one of the most successful musicians of all time, if not the most successful musician of all time. In fact, he is. I'm gonna put that right. But this album will help introduce his music to a new generation. Do you think it will? Do you think it will? The hope is that the record, along with the film, will help bring his music back to the masses again and kickstart a huge increase on streaming services, which is what happened with Queen and Freddie Mercury with his biopic Bohemian Rhapsody when it came out. The top secret track listing is yet to be announced, but I can confirm the album is set to drop in the early summer. So it probably will coincide with the release of the new biopic in the end of June 24th, isn't it, I believe? The accompanying movie will premiere at the Cannes Film Festival next month before being released on June the 24th. There you are. So, I mean, I'm not really familiar with this Doja Cat or Sway Lee. I'm sorry, I'm a bit of an old fogey, and I'm just wondering, is there anybody on here that knows anything about Doja Cat and Sway Lee and what they think it's going to be like? Happy Easter to you as well, Michelle. Thank you very much indeed. Don't forget, you do have to be a subscriber to take part in the quiz and the poll and so forth. So if you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button now and turn that bell black as well. You have to turn the bell black as well. Steve and Elvis friends, happy Easter, says Nancy. Hi, Nancy. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Well, the movie this week is the 28th movie, and it's Live a Little, Love a Little, and we know that Elvis sings "Birds fly up high and sing a happy song," or something like that. I think I've actually got the lyrics wrong there. Up in the blue sky, birds fly and sing a happy song. I think that's it. That's Wonderful World. Oh, and by the way, as well, I also have to apologize. I was calling Elvis's character in Change of Habit Ross Carpenter, not Dr. John Carpenter. And, of course, Ross Carpenter is in Girls, Girls, Girls. So I just had it in my head, Ross. So I want to clear that up as well. So, yeah, rap artists are going to be covering Elvis's records. Now, I hope this isn't I know it says it's to coincide with the movie, but the biopic, but is it the only thing we're going to get? Surely not. I mean, surely there's going to be a soundtrack album as well. This is just kind of to add to it, I hope. Steve, never heard of them, says Helen Murray. Okay, fair enough. Doja Cat, D-O-J-A, Cat, C-A-T, and Sway Lee, which is S-W-A-E-L-E-E. Okay, they're, as far as I know, they're rap artists. In fact, I think that's what I heard anyway. Jill says, don't you mean crap music? Okay, yeah. Put the C in front of it. Banjo Paul says, is it karaoke night? No. I don't know. I just got carried away. So coming up. Oh yeah, also, it's believed that Priscilla saw a private screening of the biopic along with Jerry Schilling and said she was blown away by it. So, if you want to, I will open the phone lines later. They're not open at the moment, but you can ring me free of charge on Instagram and Facebook Messenger. If you want to discuss this upcoming album by Doja Cat and Sway Lee and so forth, or if you want to give me your thoughts on what you think about Priscilla and the private screening of the biopic with Jerry Schilling, you can talk to me about that as well. Coming up also is Fan of the Month quiz. Jack Mullins won last month, and also Jack, if you're still watching, I've got to get your prize sorted. I'll do that next week. Sorry about that. This day in Elvis history, Elvis photo and song of the week. The song of the week ties in actually with the movie. I pick my favorite. I've asked you to pick your favorite, and we'll have a look at that poll in a minute. And also coming up in about an hour and a half from now, there's a new video coming from this channel. So look out for that. And I'll give you a little bit of an insight near the end of this show what the topic is on this video. In fact, I might even throw up the actual thumbnail for you so that you can have a look, so that you'll know what to look out for on this channel. And Maxine says, yay. Yeah, it's overdue. A brand new video is overdue. And I'm working on another one as well. So hopefully I can get two, maybe. One tonight and then one maybe midweek or the end of next week. Just try and get a little bit more out to you. Hi, Slam. How are you doing? Good to see you on here. Good to see everybody on here, actually. Now, will we do the movie topic? And it's Elvis's 28th movie, Live a Little, Love a Little, or as Elvis christened it, Live a Little, Love a Lot. That's what he kept calling it during filming. It stars Elvis Presley. It was directed by Norman Taurog, who had directed several of Elvis's previous films. This was to be Taurog's final film. He never made another film. He never directed another movie after this. Elvis shares the screen with fellow legendary singing idol Rudy Vallee, whose career dated to the 1920s. Yes, that Rudy Vallee. But Vallee, in his late 60s, does not sing in the movie, okay? The film introduced the song A Little Less Conversation, an alternate take of which would form the basis of a remix that returned Elvis to the international music sales charts in 2002. It was a worldwide _1 in 2002, and I was so delighted because it was all happening at the time when I was traveling to Graceland, and I was over in Memphis, and we kept hearing it while we were in Memphis and Tupelo and everywhere like that. And when we came back, it was #1 in the UK, and it was just a great time for Elvis fans, especially for me, because I got to visit this place here behind me. Right, so yeah, Elvis Presley is Greg Nolan, Michelle Maybell, Michelle Carey as Bernice, wow, Bernice, she was just mad, crazy, just a crazy character. Don Porter as Mike Lansdowne. Rudy Valley, as I said earlier on, was Mr. Penlow. There's gorgeous Michelle. Did I miss out Celeste as well? I did. I missed out Celeste. It was Celeste. There you go. I'll show Celeste as well. There you go. And then I'll get up some pictures. Wow, look at that. Mr. Cool himself. Greg Nolan, Elvis, is a newspaper photographer who lives a carefree life until he encounters an eccentric, well, that's an understatement, lovelorn woman named Bernice on the beach. Bernice assumes different names and personalities whenever the mood hits her. She introduces herself to Greg as Alice, but she is known to the grocery delivery boy as Susie and to the milkman as Betty. After having her Great Dane dog, Albert, which was reportedly Elvis's real-life dog, Brutus, though Priscilla Presley has stated that it was a trained dog used for the movie. Chased Greg into the water, then he insults her after a kiss. Bernice invites him to stay at her beachfront home. Bernice later causes Greg to get fired from his job and get evicted from his apartment after drugging him, which leaves him in a deep sleep for days. Bernice manages to find Greg another home. Greg wants to repay her, so he procures 2 full-time photographer jobs, one for a Playboy-like magazine owned by Mike Lansdowne, Don Porter, and the other for a very conservative advertising film co-owned by Mr. Penlow, Rudy Valley. The 2 jobs are in the same building, forcing Greg to run from one to the other without being detected. Greg also deals with Bernice and her eccentric ways. Again, eccentric doesn't even go to cover it. And finally realizes he has fallen in love with her. Great. Based on the 1965 novel Kiss My Firm But Pliant Lips by Dan Greenberg and a screenplay co-written by Greenberg, Live a Little, Love a Little was a departure from the standard Elvis movie of the period. Certainly was. It wasn't like the formulaic movies anyway. It was a lot more like this sort of, not so much a hippie sort of movie, but it was kind of edgy. You know, I mean, edge of reality and all that. That sequence was very edgy, wasn't it? It had more mature tones than other musicals with strong language, drug references, and implied sexual encounter. Wow. Just think of that. Elvis Presley and an implied sexual encounter. Yeah. Elvis was paid $850,000 again, and 50% of the profits. It had gone back up from 40 to 50%. The last film he did prior to this, he'd only got 40%. Unlike many previous films that involve location scenes shot with a backdrop, Elvis appeared in more real location scenes than usual. Scenes were filmed in and around Hollywood, along the Malibu coast, at Marineland, and at the Los Angeles Music Center. The movie featured Elvis's father in an uncredited cameo role. Several of the Memphis Mafia, such as Red West and Joe Esposito, also appeared. Released on October the 23rd, 1968, the movie failed to impress most critics. With a very poor performance on its American release, the film was not released in many regions, including the UK, until much, much later. Soundtrack. The recording sessions for the 4 songs written for the film took place at Western Recorders in Hollywood in March 1968. Now, Western Recorders, this was going to be the scene of where Elvis recorded the soundtrack recordings for NBC, the NBC TV special as well. So that's kind of putting Western Recorders on the map. The producer in charge of the session, Billy Strange, was attuned to current trends in popular music and brought in a group of musicians outside of Elvis's usual stable, offering written arrangements that strayed from the usual sound. Almost in Love was given a late-night cocktail jazz quality with more or less a muzak feel. Edge of Reality was like unlike any song Elvis had previously recorded, well, that's for sure. A Little Less Conversation, written by Strange and his new discovery Mac Davis, bordered on funk. Yes, it is very funky, that's for sure. A Little Less Conversation was released as a single with Almost in Love on the reverse side on September the 3rd, 1968. It peaked at number 69, while its B-side scraped into the Billboard Hot 100 at 95. So different from what happened in 2002. Over 3 decades later, a remix of The Little Less Conversation became a global number 1 hit record, although the version sourced in the remix was actually a later re-recording made for the soundtrack of the 1968 NBC comeback special. That's what I said about the Western recorders recorded in the same studio. Edge of Reality appeared on November the 5th, 1968 as a B-side of the RCA single If I Can Dream, the song chosen to close out the 1968 Christmas special. Wonderful World, which played over the opening credits of the movie, appeared on the compilation Elvis Sings Flaming Star, and all 3 tracks released on singles also appear on Command Performances, the Essential 60s Masters box. Now, Celeste, yes, Celeste, my dear. Let's get Celeste up, because why isn't Celeste coming up? I don't know why Celeste isn't coming up. That's a very, very good question. There she is. Celeste Yarnell, who played Ellen, recalled the making of the film and her impressions of Elvis. She says, I adored Elvis. When I met him for the first time, he immediately put me at ease. We had to film our kissing first, and neither of us heard the director say cut. For me, it was love at first kiss. We've also got, I think, a picture of Celeste kissing Elvis. So this is obviously what she was on about. We became very good friends. He was warm and kind and full of love. That sounds like our man. He had tremendous desire to please people. Well, there he is, smooching up to Michelle. We watched the funeral of Martin Luther King Jr. together over lunch in his trailer. He cried. He really cared deeply. He was far more handsome in person with deep blue eyes and a Roman profile. Yeah, a lot of people said that. He held jam sessions on the set or played football with the boys who travelled with him everywhere. He was truly the king, so she calls him the king. And there was definitely a picture of her kissing Elvis, but that was what Celeste thought of our boy. Reception. Variety called the film one of Elvis's dimmest vehicles, writing that Torog's direction tried to give some lilt to the proceedings. Nothing, however, can buck that writing. Songs are dull. Well, they're not dull songs. They're definitely not dull. How can you call Wonderful World dull? How can you call Edge of Reality dull? Physical values are standard and mediocrity prevails. So I don't agree with Variety on that. What about Kevin Thomas of the Los Angeles Times called the film a pleasant Elvis Presley picture that's rather more sophisticated than durable singing stars' 27 prior efforts. So he gave it a good one. The Monthly Film Bulletin said, reviewing the film in 1978, a long time after it was released, wrote that it is commendably attempts to create a more eccentric, sophisticated setting for Elvis than hitherto, but that it fails to achieve the kind of comic invention vital to a screwball romantic comedy. Well, Screwball definitely describes Bernice, that's for sure. And its songs were unmemorable. Well, I don't think they were. And finally, Live a Little, Love a Little was released by Warner Brother Home Video on August 7th, 2007 as a Region 1 widescreen DVD. There you have it. Those people who are critics don't know what they're talking about. You know, that's well said, that is, Maxine. That's well said. Oh, and by the way, thanks to Maxine and Earl. They're doing the moderating tonight, and they always do a very, very good job. I think the one Celeste Yarnell is coming up now where she's kissing Elvis, and she says it was love at first kiss. There it is. There's the kiss. Right, we're going to do the poll. And what I asked you to vote on was Wonderful World, Edge of Reality, A Little Less Conversation, Almost in Love. Let's see what you voted for. Elvis Forever. Hi, Elvis Forever. Hope you're watching in. A Little Less Conversation was awesome, especially the remix. Well, we can't really count that because the remix hadn't happened in 1968. So, but I know what you mean. You're voting for A Little Less Conversation. Kathy Chalmers, you're so right. A very hard choice. Yes, because I said this is probably one of the hardest polls to vote on. And whilst I'm quite sure A Little Less Conversation will take it, I love Edge of Reality. Well, we'll see in a minute because I'll show you the poll. Michael Johnson says, I have to go with Edge of Reality. Very underrated song from this movie. It was very edgy, wasn't it? And was full of special effects and so forth. Angel Baby. Hi, Angel Baby. Okay, Steve, I'm having a hard time picking this week. It is a hard one. Wow, what am I going to do? Just pick them all. Joy Lamanca. Hi, Joy. A hard choice from three classics today. Edge of Reality has a classic 60s arrangement. I like it a lot. A Little Less Conversation is a timeless classic hit. My vote, A Wonderful World. Or Wonderful World, rather. A wonderful classic waltz. Yes, it's a fast sort of waltz, isn't it? And it is the vocal mix of Take 7 I love, because Elvis's voice is not covered up by the orchestra. His voice was at its best and gives me goosebumps here. Yes, Take 7, his voice is definitely further up in the mix. Jill Brett. Hi, Jill. I love them all, but I am a sucker for a love song, but a dreamy, gorgeous hunk of a man. I voted for Almost in Love. Jack Mullins. I hope you're still here, Jack. If you're watching this on playback, hiya. Edge of Reality stands out as a very unique in the Elvis catalogue and sounded very much of the times in which it was recorded. A top-notch track. Then we have Marilyn Presley 2am. Hi, Marilyn. Almost in Love doesn't get enough attention. I swear I just listened to it before this poll. Laugh out loud. Elvis Presley, the legend, TCP always says Wonderful World. Meganonki, hello dear, says, for me, this is an easy one, although I love them all. The Edge of Reality and the Dream Sequence is a standout. And Mark Hutjen says, Steve, you drove us to the point of madness. I chose LLC. And the last one, Mariana says, Almost in Love. So, what do you think? I'm going to tell you later on what my choice is, because I'm going to tell you what my song of the week is. And my song of the week obviously comes from Live a Little, Love a Little, or as Elvis called it, Live a Little, Love a Lot. And the poll, here we go. Oh, over half the votes, 52%, A Little Less Conversation, followed by Edge of Reality, 27%, Wonderful World, 13%, and Almost in Love only got 8%. I'm very, very surprised at that. Very surprised. Fan of the Month quiz. Oh, yeah, I want to show you. You know that a couple of weeks ago we were doing this. I asked people to join the Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel on Instagram, send Elvis prize, and I'd pick a winner. I picked a winner, as you know, and it was Joe Hanley, and I want to show you what she got. Joe was very, very pleased with this. She got this. She got Elvis Like a Black Tornado live at Boston Garden in 1971. That's what Joe got. And if you want to be the recipient of a nice Elvis prize like that, what I try to do is I try to get something a little bit special, a little bit divorced from the run-of-the-mill sort of prizes. So when I saw that, I thought, wow, that'd make a good prize for the March winner. And that's what Joe got. And she got that the other day, courtesy of Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel. And Ludane says, wow, nice prize, Joe. Yes, it really, really is. And as I say, there's more prizes coming up. I've got a belter for the Fan of the Year. I really have. You've got to be in with a shout. You've got to take part in Fan of the Month quiz and get one question right over the whole year. You don't even have to be a Fan of the Month winner. Just get one question right first and your name goes into the pot, and it's going to be a great prize. It really is going to be a great prize. So yeah, that's what Joe got live in Boston Garden 1971. He looks literally like a superhero there. Well, that's because he was a superhero. And I like the jumpsuit. I do. One thing I noticed about that is Elvis didn't wear many dark colored jumpsuits. And I think the reason being is because, and this was most noticeable in the home movies taken of his very, very first performances at the International Hotel in July 1969. He didn't stand out from the band and the background as well as he should have done with the dark and the black Cossack suits and things like that. And I think that's probably why he moved away, and 99% of his jumpsuits were light coloured. They weren't all white, but they were light coloured. The dark ones, he almost seemed to blend in too much with the background. And I think they realised that was a mistake when they looked back at some of the footage maybe taken. I know they probably would never have seen the 8mm footage, but I'm sure they would have seen other footage of him with dark jumpsuits on and people realising that he was blending in too much with the group and so forth. So that's maybe why that. I was just thinking that, looking at that cover the other day, he didn't wear that many dark coloured jumpsuits after 1969. So enjoy that, Joe. I know you will. It's a great album. 1971 was almost like a lost year for Elvis. It was right between That's the Way It Is and Elvis on Tour. So it was almost, like a lost year. I often use that term for 1971. Now, Earl, if you're ready for the Fan of the Month quiz, and if you're ready also, Maxine, because they help me out with whoever is the first person to get the question right. Don't forget, coming up is more information on the brand new video that will be launched in about an hour's time now. About an hour from now, it'll be launched on this channel, a brand new video. And I'll be telling you what the subject is of that video in the next few... Well, not in the next few minutes, near the end of the video, actually. That's what I'll be doing. We'll also be doing a live interactive quiz as well. Not quiz, poll. I'm going to do your live poll as well. I've got another question for you to answer. So we're ready. Eyes down. You'll need a pen because some of these are long. It's the initial game again. The initials of the first word in this song titles. And here we go. The first song title is INSIYW. I had difficulty saying that myself then. Never mind trying to say what it is. INSIYW. I see Dave is in the house. Hi, Arkansas Dave. How you doing? So, yeah, if you know what the song title is, INSIYW. Am I ever going to actually... No, I was just about to say, am I going... It's Ruth Daniel, I'll Never Stand in Your Way. I thought there for a minute, am I going to actually ever 1 week stump everybody? Catman Music, that is a very, very kind comment. Thank you very much. Don't forget, folks, thumbs up. We're trying to get as many thumbs up as we can. And why I'll Never Stand in Your Way. Shannon Burns says, I need somebody to lean on. No, it's not that. Ruth Daniel was first. Yeah, so I'm going to put Ruth Daniel. Well done, Ruth. Oh, Ruth.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, no, not a lot of people got that. Only a few people got that. And it's simply because it's a very, very early Sun song, isn't it? It's one of the acetates. Banjo Paul says 2 letters, please, Steve. Yeah, I got caught very badly. Elvis Forever got it. Well done. I got caught very badly. Was it last week or the week before? I put HL or something like that, and there was 2 options for HL, something like that. So I have to try and keep it to more than 2. Sorry, Paul. Right, number 2, question 2. Oh, you'll get this one easy. ICOY. ICOY. Gracie G says we've got severe thunderstorm warnings here in Texas. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Arkansas Dave says he's actually having a bad weather as well. ICOY. Angel Baby says a little less conversation with my vote. Ruth Daniel. Wow, Ruth. That's 2 in a row now.
Yeah, baby.
I'm counting on you, Banjo Paul. Well done, Banjo Paul. Ruth Daniel. I'm just wondering, is Ruth Daniel going to clear up tonight? Because we've lost, it looks like we've lost, I don't see his name coming up anymore. Jack Mullins. Oh, there's a lot of people there. Well done, Joe, Jackie. A lot of people. Helen saying, I'm counting on you. It says, well done, Ruth. You are on fire tonight, Helen Murray. She is, actually. She is on fire. She gets a...
Yeah, baby.
Okay. So let's see what we have. Right. Maxine is saying, well done, Banjo. I'm hoping that I mean, a lot of people are saying Ruth Daniel got it first. So hopefully I got it right. Ruth Daniel. Smoking Ruth, says Michael Johnson. Don't forget that I'm going to open the phone lines in a few minutes, and you can ring me about. You can ring me about Love a Little, Live a Little, Love a Little. You can ring me about the biopic, Priscilla and Jerry seeing the biopic. You can ring me about the. Do you remember I was talking about the new album that's supposed to be coming out? Doja Cat and Sway Lee. Okay, Dave. There's no such team called Sandwich, but I know who you mean. I could eat a sandwich now, actually. Ruth first. Thanks, Earl. Now, it was Ruth first, but Banjo said it too. Oh, I see what you mean. Thanks, Maxine. Right, here we go. Question 3. TMHPL. TMHPL. That's T for Tommy, M for Mother, H for Harry, P for Peter, and L for Larry. Ed, you'll probably be glad to know then, he says he's not very good at this initial thing. You'll probably be glad that I think next week might be general knowledge or movies or something like that again. I'll knock this I'll knock this initial one on the head for a week or two maybe. So who's going to get TMHPL? Norwich Steve is right. Spell check. Alrighty. TMHPL. JC22, Take My Hand, Precious Lord. JC22. Well done, JC. And you get a...
Yeah, baby.
Yes. Nice pick for Easter is right. Take My Hand, Precious Lord. Yeah. Great song. Elvis Austin, Joe, Mrs. EAP, Elaine. Yeah. Yeah, very fitting actually. Take My Hand, Precious Lord. Ruth is in there, but she's in late. And Angel Baby, she's in there as well. Elvis Forever. Right, I can move on. And Michael Johnson says fat fingers and memory fog. Yes, brain fog. I know all about it. I suffer from brain fog most days. Lots of people at Graceland. Yes, the lucky things. Right. WSRL. W for Wellington. S for Steve, of course. R for Robert. And L for Larry. That's the next question. Carol in Jersey says she needs a yeah, baby Easter.
Yeah, baby.
Right. What's she really like? Dan O'Malley. Well done, Dan. Dan actually is a past winner, I believe. I think Dan O'Malley won one month.
Yeah, baby.
Roseanne Dalby. Hi, Roseanne. What's she really like? He's in the shower for that, isn't he? Okay, you're breaking up, Steve, at least from my end. Well, I can honestly assure you, Angel, that it's not my end. I have the fiber broadband in now, and it's extremely fast. So sorry about that. Sorry to hear we're breaking up your end. Well done, Dan. Well done. Oh, Karen Armstrong says mine too. That's strange because I have a green light. One of the things before I had the fiber in, I'd get a red light or an orange light if I had a problem, and it would tell me. But since yeah, Banjo is saying I'm blaming the connection. Why he isn't getting them right. But ever since I had the fiber in, I've never ever seen. I know you shouldn't never say never, but I've never seen a red or an orange light again. Thankfully, Jackie says no problems here. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's local. Right. We have the next one. Question number 5. MOTH. M for mother, O for orange, T for Tommy, and H for Harry. Danielle says mine is fine. It could be the weather in America. I don't know. Could be the weather in the world. Good in the West Coast. Very good. Thanks, Lisa. Hi to the West Coast. Oh, Janelle was asking, how do you give the thumbs up? There should be thumbs below this video, and you just give a thumbs up because we're trying to get... Graceland looks awesome behind Steve. Thanks, Eric. It does. In fact, you know what I should do? I should move out the way and just let you see Graceland. Right. Dan O'Malley says mansion over the hilltop. And that is the right answer. So well done, Dan. And JC22 as well got it right. Well done, Dan. But Dan gets the...
Yeah, baby.
Can't be Miracle of the Rosary because there's no R in it. But I know what you mean, Duncan. Miracle of the Rosary. Elvis Austin, Mansion Over the Hilltop. They're all getting these.
Yeah, baby.
Well done. Jackie Rickard. Yeah. So, yep. And the final question for this week. This is April the 17th, 3 of 4. So it's the last week next week again. And... What do you want the trumpet for? Every week, Banjo Paul asks me for the trumpet. Here we go. Who's going to be... So it's 2 to Ruth, 2 to Dan O'Malley, and 1 to JC22. So who is going to rein Ruth in or Dan in? JC22 could do with getting in here, couldn't she, to try and balance it up a little bit? So here we go. FHTSA. F for Freddie, H for Harry, T for Tommy, S for Steve, A for Albert. If you can tell me what song title that is while I have a drink. Ed says a possible tiebreaker. We could end up with having a tiebreaker at the end of the month. Yeah. Funny how time slips away. That's Norset 45.
Yeah, baby.
Well done, Norset. You kind of reined them in a little bit there. I know there was a slight spelling error there, typing error, but you were right. Funny how time slips away. Well done, folks. Well done. Don't forget, all those people that got the answer correct first go into a hat for, obviously, Fan of the Month, but they also go in to Fan of the Year as well. And it is an awesome prize. It really is an awesome prize. I'm going to do the live poll, actually, and you can be voting on that while we're talking about other things. And I'll also open up the phone lines as well. But let's do the poll first. Which is your favorite Sun recording from these? Alrighty. So that's going to come up now. And it's That's All Right, Baby Let's Play House, Mystery Train, or Trying to Get to You. So if you want to vote on that while we're doing the rest of the show, and near the end of the show, I'll call out the results. Now, if you're watching this on playback, you won't see the poll and you won't be able to vote on it, but you will hear me give out the results, so stick around. Which of these is your favorite Sun recordings? And I had a hard time shortlisting these. I really did. That's All Right, Baby Let's Play House, Mystery Train, and Trying to Get to You. Now, I'm going to open the phone lines in case anybody wants to ring me about the movie, if they want to ring me about Doja Cat, or if they want to ring me about Jerry and Priscilla seeing a private screening of the movie. You're very, very welcome to ring me on Facebook Messenger or Instagram or anything like that. And there's my first caller. And for some reason, I can't answer it, which is pretty odd. Ah, yes, I can actually. Hopefully Salam can hear me now. Hello.
Yes.
Hello
Hi,
there.
Steve. How are you?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was pressing the answer button and it wouldn't answer, but there you are. How are you today, Salam?
Oh, that's all right. Fine. How are you?
Yes, doing very, very well.
Well, fine and not fine. This Doja Cat
Oh yeah, I'm glad you're ringing me.
really threw me off.
I'm glad you're ringing me about it.
It's terrible.
All right.
It's Why would they do that?
Well,
I'm just so upset.
Well, it's apparently it's to try and bring in fresh, younger fans. That's what it's
I think
for.
they should have just remixed an Elvis song. They could have gotten any Elvis song. They're all amazing. Kind of done a little mix on it, like a little less conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And it would still be Elvis, and it would still bring in the new fans and have like a new flavor to it. I'm just not a big rap fan in general. It's not my thing. So it just kind of threw me off. I don't know. Now I'm like so disappointed, and I just hope the movie is going to be good because this doesn't look good so far.
Okay, I mean, are you familiar with Doja Cat or Swali?
I am not, even though they are of my generation. All my friends, I'm 30, all my friends listen to this kind of stuff, but I'm just not into all of that stuff. And I don't know. I had to look her up. I had to look what she looked like. And I don't know. I'm not excited about that. Elvis speaks for himself. I feel like he's enough for the new generation. I don't think we need to do anything fancy or bring in new people. If they just see Elvis, like the real Elvis, they'll be sold.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised that there's not. I mean, maybe there is going to be, but I'm surprised there hasn't been any announcement yet of a sort of a This Is Elvis type of soundtrack album to go along with the Baz Luhrmann biopic.
I just don't know why this was the first song like Baz Luhrmann decided to like put out there, and it's not an Elvis song or
Mm.
at least a remix of an Elvis song, anything.
Mm.
It's not, it was confusing to me. And they kind of related it to Big Mama Thornton. And I don't know. I don't think Big Mama would have liked that much either.
Well, let me tell you something a little bit about Doja Cat, right? When you go in and you research her, you see that one of her videos on YouTube has 327 million views. Another one has 93 million views. So I'm just wondering if they're using this as a huge net to try and catch new Elvis fans by doing this.
I think they are, and I think they kind of did similarly with Tom Hanks being in it, kind of, widening the net, because Tom Hanks is a very well-known actor.
Yeah.
So they're probably doing that. I guess it's just because I'm not a big rap fan. Like, I don't know, maybe they would have gotten a country singer, but then country, I guess it's not as big in nationally in the States. It's not as big as these kind of rappers. And, I don't know. I'm sure there's reasons behind it, and I just hope it doesn't affect the movie too much.
I mean, there wasn't a lot said about how it's going to be done. I mean, I wonder if they're going to include Elvis's vocal sort of wrapped in with it as well.
I don't know, because it was only a small sample, a small snippet, and I just hope they do things tastefully, and I don't know. We'll see.
But you want
brought me down a bit.
Yeah, you'll want to see a soundtrack release as well, along the lines of sort of "This Is Elvis" as well, won't you?
Of course. Yeah. I want Elvis's voice out there.
Exactly.
I want, even like in the movie, like I hope at the end of the movie they just put the real, couple clips of the real Elvis, so just people can just see, because I mean, nothing compares. Nothing beauty wise. Just now you're showing all these pictures from, Live a Little, Love a Little.
Yeah.
No one compares to this man. So I just want it to be out there. And I hope they do things like that and release like Elvis's voice on a CD, like a new CD, a new release, just to get him out there more.
Yeah. That would be my idea of how to promote and tie everything together.
A remix would be great. Like something like that would be just fantastic for the movie with his voice.
Yeah, and some alternate takes as well.
Yes, or things that are not as well known, or and put his face on it and his real image and his real face. Oh no, maybe we're just so sensitive as Elvis fans.
Well, that's great. Thanks, Lam, for ringing in. It's always good to speak to you.
Thank you so much, Steve.
All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Good day. Bye-bye.
Okay, right. So, yeah. Oh, I never asked her about what she thought about Priscilla seeing a private screening of the biopic. We have another call here now. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Is that Stephen Galvin?
That's right.
Hi, Stephen. Welcome to the show.
Okay, let me try to figure out the speaker situation so I can hear you. No, wait, I don't want video, sorry.
Modern technology, huh?
Now. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Welcome to the show.
Sorted. Okay, thank you. I agree with your observation about the Doja Cat remix, that it very well may likely have Elvis's version in there. We're just getting a quick snippet with Big Mama Thornton's, and then Elvis's will be wrapped in. There's different types of soundtrack songs. You could have the soundtrack that is kind of more in the background, kind of being like a hip hop or rap bass to a scene. Or you could have songs that are the actual real songs Elvis did. And I'm wondering if we're not going to get both. One thing that they've already done is released a new digital version of the 30 number one hits with, I believe, 8 extra songs.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to get a physical release also. But that's nearly 40 of Elvis's real songs. And the other little topic I want to talk about, although I love all the movie songs from this week, so I'll just listen to others' opinions of them. But back to the movie, we are going to be seeing a lot of ill-informed, quick clickbait articles. that will be just best to ignore.
Yeah, well, we've already seen a lot of nonsense, even just because of the trailer.
Right, right.
So I agree with you. It'll probably only get worse. The sort of the last week in June, first week in July is just going to be an avalanche of, as you say, just clickbait stuff.
And it's just best to ignore it.
Yeah.
Mostly, if this movie is near as commercially successful as anticipated, it will wash out all the 30,000, 60,000 views on YouTube of clickbait videos or little red newspaper articles. So it's best not to even elevate them to give them even more attention. Just let them.
Well, that's happened. That's happened throughout Elvis's career and beyond. People have written something about him, and in a few years it's all forgotten, but he's still going strong. And that's what'll happen with the stupid comments and stupid videos about the biopic. And people.
Yeah, I mean, in the whole appropriation thing, it just they used to say, well, he took everything from Little Richard and oh my gosh, who did Chuck Berry, and then when it's pointed out, well, he only had one really big hit of either of those two artists, and it was 14 years after Chuck Berry's original version of Promised Land. Then they have to go back to the tried and true Big Mama Thornton Hound Dog. They can never name a second song, but they'll rehash that over and over.
Yeah.
But
people
take it, I guess.
People were condemning the movie on the 3-minute trailer. I mean, the trailer is only a taster anyway, but people were condemning the movie and saying, "Oh, it's all rubbish, and I'm not going to go and see it, and all this and all that." How can you tell with just a 3-minute trailer? You've got to give it more.
150% going to see it probably 5 times on opening day. I may make myself sick of it on day one, but I'm definitely seeing it. And I suggest everyone at least have an open mind.
Well, as I said earlier on, Priscilla Presley has seen a private screening of the biopic along with Jerry Schilling, and she was blown away by it. So there you go.
Yeah, and so we can only go by her word. I'd like to hear what Jerry had to say too, but I'll get off so others can comment. But I'm agreeing with all your takes so far, so I'll just keep listening to you and keep nodding my head.
Well, I'll tell you, Stephen, thanks very much for calling in, and thanks for your support. And please call again, because there'll be plenty to discuss, especially after the movie is released. That's for sure.
For sure. Thank you.
Okay, Stephen. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Very good. Very good. I agree with him 100%. I mean, if the reaction to the trailer is anything to go by, then we're going to get an awful lot of nonsense after the whole film the whole movie is released. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
I'm doing. Happy Easter to you as well. Now, what do you think?
Oh, well, first of all, I want to get onto the film. I've been really excited for this one, so I really, really love this film. I think this is going to be in my top 5.
Yes. I agree.
I just think Elvis looks great in the film. I think it's a good plot. It's a good film, but it's a fun film. Both actors, they bounce off each other. And it's just one of them films. It was the only film that I never really got to see years back because it was never on the telly.
Yeah.
And I think it was only ever on once.
Yeah.
And I think that was the late 80s. I think it's something like that.
It was on it was on Sky there a few months back, I believe. Yeah.
I believe it's on Sky, but on the normal TV it was on once, I think, a long time back. But I highly rate this film, and the soundtrack as well. Well, I love them all. For me to pick one out of them 4.
Did you pick one in the end?
I picked one in the end. I kind of went for Wonderful World because I think that's a fantastic song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. Actually, of course, the conversation, and Almost in Love is a great ballad as well.
I think A Little Less Conversation won because of the remix. I think anyway.
Yeah. Well, of course, but it was a great song. I always remember listening to that, on the budget albums, for years. And I thought, what a great track this! I heard this. It wasn't a hit. It was just one of them film songs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, what a great track. And I do believe I heard as well, Wonderful World,
Mm.
it was a pencil for Cliff Richard to sing that. He turned it down.
He recorded it.
Did he actually record it?
When I was doing the research for the song, he did, and there's actually it's available on YouTube of him singing it, but there's slightly different lyrics. I'll come to that later, but yeah, he did record it.
Yeah, he did record it. Yeah. But I really enjoyed the film, and I do rate the last 4 or 5 films of Elvis's career before he stepped down.
Yeah, they were okay. Yeah, they were okay.
Yeah, they were okay. Yeah, as far as the new stuff,
Doja Cat.
Yeah, well, I've never heard of him. I'm not really keen on the rap scene. But I think it's an American thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I often find, though, Elvis doesn't... I'm sure it'll sell well because of the film, but if this was done without the film, this wouldn't sell.
I
don't think it'd sell well in the States.
Yeah.
Elvis doesn't seem... It's amazing that Elvis doesn't seem to sell as well there as he does here and around the other countries, but because of the film and all tied in, it may... If you get some kind of TV promotion and all that.
Now, I'm wondering if people hear the album first and then go and see the movie, are they expecting some sort of rap movie? That's the only thing that's worrying me.
Yeah, well, and again, I think really to make it appeal to all the Elvis fans, I feel like you've got to have Elvis's voice in it, kind of mixed in.
Yeah,
you can't just have
samples.
a rapper singing Elvis songs. It just ain't gonna. I wouldn't buy that, but I'll buy it if Elvis's voice was on it.
So does this mean that there's not actually going to be a soundtrack album per se, like the This Is Elvis one then?
Well, I'll be really surprised if there's not, because again, it's a gold mine for them, to sell that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about really, the estate and everything. It's all about really these days and making money. And I think they're not going to miss out on an opportunity like that. I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if there's not.
Yeah.
But I've got high hopes for the film. Just like you, you keep seeing the trailer over and over again.
Yeah. It's growing. It's growing on me every time I watch it. It's growing on me. I'm thinking, come on now, come on, June, hurry up, please, hurry up.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll be a film that you are going to go and see 2 or 3
times.
Oh
yeah. And then hopefully it'll come to television as well, streaming, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think it is streaming on HBO 45 days after release, I think.
Oh, right.
But again, it's something like you'll want to see, especially the concert scenes. You'll want to see them on the big screen.
Oh yeah, of course. And the idea, obviously, Priscilla has said, she loves it and all that, but she's got to say that.
Yes, she has.
Sell the film as well, hasn't she?
Yeah,
really?
of course she has. Of course she has.
Yeah. So let's hope that she is genuine and she has enjoyed it, and there's nothing in it that has upset her, in a way, which I wouldn't have thought so, but you don't know. But but I'm sure the general public.
Well, Priscilla won't do anything that'll harm the estate. That's for sure, because it's her livelihood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me ask you another question. Did you vote on the favourite son recording?
Yes, I voted, and I went for Mystery Train.
You went for Mystery Train, did you? Okay, great. All right.
Yeah, they're all good, but I just like that sound.
Yeah, I had a hard time just shortlisting 4. I really did.
They are. They are hard. People say to you about the Sun recordings. They're so good.
Yeah,
they are so good.
It's a pity. It's a pity these polls don't allow you to sort of pick 20 options, but they only allow you to pick 4. So.
Yeah. Well, I think if you had to pick the 20, it's hard with 4, isn't it? It's hard with 2 or 3. It's like the film songs from this film. They're all 10 out of 10 for me. I think they're all great.
Edge of Reality. Edge of Reality is a really, really.
Cracking song.
Yeah, it's a cracking song, but it's also very, very strange. It's almost like a unique song for Elvis. He never recorded anything before or after like it, did he?
No. Of course, it has got that. I always thought that it shouldn't have been a B-side, to be honest.
Yeah, and the actual sequence is almost like an MTV music video.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's well done. It plots in well with the film, doesn't it? It looks good. Elvis is dressed in some kind of different type of glittery outfit at the time, that blue one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It fits round the dance scene, and he's great.
He looked really, really great in the suits as well, didn't he?
He
Unbelievable.
looked great. 68, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So he looked great, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, to me, it was, I really enjoyed that film. It's one that I watched quite a lot. Yeah.
And Michelle Carey, lovely looking girl, and also her character was just unbelievably mad.
I think when I first saw that film, I thought, gosh, she's a bit strange. Whatever. But a good looking girl again.
Yeah, exactly. And they did, just for anybody wondering, they did actually have a brief romance during the making of the movie as well. Yeah, and who can blame them? Who can blame them?
Well, no, that's it. I don't blame him at all.
All right, Mark.
Cheers.
All the best. Cheers. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, mate. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I wanted to put that in. Michelle and Elvis did share a brief romance during the making of the movie. And I'm not surprised. Two good-looking human beings. Right, let's do the Elvis history. This day in Elvis history, April the 17th. If this is an anniversary of yours, or a red letter day, or a birthday, or anything like that, then you're probably curious to know what was happening in Elvis's life on April the 17th through the years. And 1952, this is a good one. Elvis was hired by the Low State Theatre. He would work there for 5 weeks until getting into a fight with another usher over a girl working the candy stand. Hi, Duncan. Hello. Hi, Hi, Duncan. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, brilliant. So how's things? I'll tell you what. I'll start you off easy. Did you vote on the poll, the Sun recordings?
Yes, I did. I voted for Trying to Get to You.
Oh, right, Trying to Get to You. The previous caller voted for Mystery Train. So Trying to Get to You, another good one. It's very, very hard.
They're all good. They're all good, though. That's the problem.
Yes, if you could only vote for all of them, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So is it Love a Little, Live a Little?
Yes. Also, the biopic.
Oh, right.
And the album, the covers.
Okay.
Got some concerns. I don't have an issue with people covering Elvis music.
Okay.
My worry is if they don't capitalize properly on the opportunity to put Elvis's music out there.
Exactly. This is what's worrying me as well. There has to be a soundtrack album as well.
It would be too big a missed opportunity, and my worry is that they'll muck it up. That the track listing that they put together won't be something that will sell beyond Elvis fans. Do you know what I mean? There was a lot. You'll remember yourself the attempts there were in the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
With singles and albums that were not the best of collections. And it's just, you hope that they'll capitalise on that. It would be a huge opportunity to have done something with the on-tour footage as well.
Yes.
Could you imagine following that up with there being a brand new, unseen Elvis concert in its entirety?
Yeah, well,
you can get on DVD.
I think a lot of that depends on how this biopic does. If it does well, then they're going to do something with the Elvis on tour footage, I believe. Because
then they'll invest the money in it, because they'll see there's a possibility to get it back.
Exactly. In fact, they'll use some of the revenue generated by this biopic, I would imagine, to put into
yes.
Yeah.
Because the issue was the Ted Turner project on That's the Way It Is special edition didn't make the money they thought it would make, and that, I think, has caused them to recoil from doing anything on tour.
Which is strange.
It didn't really make it back.
Which is strange, because they did a heck of a job on the reissue of That's the Way It Is.
It was so well done, but I think they were disappointed in the financial payback they got from it, or they didn't get.
And unfortunately, that's what that's the most important thing at the end of the day, is how much a movie grosses. Unfortunately, that's the way it is.
Sadly, it is. Yeah, it's down to that, and not down to Elvis and his artistic conveyance to people. I suppose, is it? The movie. Really, really like it. It's got an edge to it. It feels like a late 60s movie which a lot of Elvis movies by that time were not really. They weren't contemporary or at the cutting edge until the last few hadn't been. The ones from Live a Little, Love a Little, Trouble with Girls, Change of Habit were all that wee bit better, I think. Love his timing, the edginess to it. Michelle Carey's amazing.
Yes, very, very strange character.
Very strange character, but really well acted.
Yeah, I mean, the very, very mid 60 movies, they wouldn't have got away with that character.
Absolutely
not.
You know,
they had to be the sexy, in the kitten in the bikinis, and that was it. They weren't, they weren't supposed to be crazy.
No, but it also it's a more grown up film in a sense, really.
It is, yeah.
I think, and I think it works really well, and it's such a pity that it's an Elvis movie that has been seen much less by the general populace than so many others.
Oh yeah.
So what I mean, there are ones that are shown all the time that are maybe weaker than that film.
Yeah.
But that one doesn't get seen. Trouble with Girls, again, doesn't get seen either.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't show an Elvis movie marathon anymore, where they have one every day.
Which they used to do back in the 80s. They would do that.
I remember when he first passed away, they actually showed nearly all of them, and they showed them chronologically as well.
That's right.
I don't know why they don't do that anymore.
I know. Maybe, of course, again, if this biopic does what it could do, then that could lead to, yourself, when movies come out, any other movies that are related to that, they put on television.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
A new Star Wars comes on, they put old Star Wars ones on, etc. Ones with the same actors.
Yeah.
So with a bit of luck, if the biopic is big, we might get channels running Elvis movies and running more ones that are beyond the handful that we tend to get.
That's right. Yeah. Well, fingers crossed that's what happens anyway.
Absolutely.
All right, Duncan.
Nice to talk to you,
Steve.
All
right. Cheers.
All the best.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye. Wonderful, Duncan. Yeah, always a great call. Duncan. So he was working for Lowe's, but he only lasted 5 weeks. Oh, Earl. This is interesting. Earl said he was going to ring me, actually. Hello, Earl. How are you?
Hi, Steve. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for all the good work you do with moderation.
It's a pleasure, Steve, for everything you do for us.
Thank you very much. So, what would you like to discuss?
I have a big problem with the soundtrack.
Oh, yes, the Doja Cat.
Yes, I'm really, truly, I don't want to actually watch the movie now because of the soundtrack.
Well, don't let that discourage you. It's not going to how can I put this? It's not going to interfere with the actual, your enjoyment of the biopic. It's just as Duncan said, if this is the only thing they're going to release on the back of it, then it's a missed opportunity. But it shouldn't stop people going and watching the movie.
The reason I'm saying that is,
right.
First of all, it's Parker's perspective on Elvis's life, which I have a big problem with it. Second of all, now there's something new about that they've changing the music with these rappers. Sorry, I don't like them messing with Elvis.
Okay.
Elvis has stood the test of time for generations now. He will carry on. Generating money for the record companies, for Sony Music. So I don't see why they have to go that route. Third of all is that the Queen movie, Walk the Line, Rocket Man, they use the original music.
Yes.
So why now, when it's Elvis, try and change everything and have rappers do Elvis songs?
Well,
it's really irritating.
Well,
really frustrating.
Okay, well, they are going to be using the Elvis movie, the Elvis music in the movie. For technical reasons, they couldn't use some of the 50s because Baz Luhrmann was saying the way it was recorded, they couldn't use it. So what they've done is, as far as I know, Austin is singing the 50s, and then the 60s and 70s is a blend of Elvis and Austin.
I understand that. I understand the technical difficulties of
Okay.
the early recordings and stuff like that.
Okay.
But Elvis should also have a part of it. His recording should be used in the movie as well.
Right. Yes. I agree. I agree with that. And I also, I know I've said this many times tonight, there has to be a soundtrack album of Elvis.
Yeah, we can't just have these artists that we actually, the real Elvis fans, we don't know anything. I know it's about money, and I know it's about trying to encourage the youth to get interested in Elvis. But the core fans are looking so forward to this movie, and we encouraging people. I have about 30 people coming to watch the movie with me, non-Elvis fans.
Right.
So if they're going to use this music, they need to use the original music.
Okay. Yes.
Or a blend of the original music then.
Now, as I said earlier, I can see one of the reasons why they're using somebody like Doja Cat is because, I mean, she does have a huge following with the youth. I mean, one of her YouTube videos, 320 million views. Another one, 93 million views. I mean, that is a huge catchment area potentially for, to put Elvis's name and music and maybe even sample his vocal onto her tracks.
I totally agree with you. But for me, it's all about the money. Baz and Elvis Presley Enterprises are looking for now a money-making scheme.
Okay.
And they are, how can I put it? They're taking away from Elvis that we know and we love. So I'm really disappointed in that soundtrack. Sorry, that's just my opinion.
No, everybody is entitled to their opinion. That's why I encourage people to ring up and say what they feel and how they feel about it. And you're entitled to say what you've said. Now, the only thing I would also say that, yes, obviously it is for money. I mean, it is a business. The thing behind me is a business. The records are a business. It's to make money. But also the other side of it is, if it is successful, it does help, the Elvis legacy. It helps keep his name out there. So yes, they're making money, but they're also keeping his name out there, and they're introducing new fans to Elvis. So that's the plus. That's the plus side of it.
I agree, Steve.
Yeah.
I agree, Steve, but they mustn't. Their whole motivation mustn't just be money.
Mm-hmm. I agree,
because that wasn't what Elvis was about.
Correct. It was for the fans.
He was about the fans.
Yes, I agree.
And I generally think that Elvis Presley Enterprises have become a money-making scheme. They have no regard for the fans, in my opinion, and they're just using Elvis as a marketing thing.
Yeah, a product.
And I don't enjoy that.
Okay.
Sorry, that's my opinion.
That's okay, Earl. Now this is going to rumble on for a good few weeks or months yet. So we've only scratched the surface. So we can talk about this for a good few weeks yet until we see exactly and all the dust settles and everything like that. But thanks very much for your call, and I'll talk to you again.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
All the best, Earl.
For the program.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
All the best. Yeah, I mean, this is going to rumble on for quite a while, I believe. Some people are very, very upset about it, and it's quite an emotive subject as well. Don't forget, you've still got a chance to vote on the poll. Which is your favourite Sun recording from That's All Right, Baby Let's Play House, Mystery Train, and Trying to Get to You? Please do vote on it. It just takes a second just to click on your choice. Let's do this day in Elvis history, 1956. I think I've got photographs to go along with this as well, actually. April the 17th, is it April the 17th? It is. I thought it was the 16th today. Elvis and Jean flew to Waco, Texas, while the band went by car. Elvis performed at the Heart of Texas Coliseum, Waco. Elvis drove out on the field and up to the stage in his Cadillac. Later, he told a local reporter that his fame happened so fast, I'm scared. You know, it could all go out like a light, just like it came on. That's like part of the trailer where the voiceover says, I've got to make the most of this because it could all be over in a flash. So that again, Baz has got that part right as well. And there's tonight, Heart of Texas Coliseum, in person, Elvis Presley. He performed Heartbreak Hotel, I Got a Woman, Baby Let's Play House, Blue Suede Shoes, Money Honey, and wait for it, Only You by the Platters, wasn't it? I think he did a tryout for that at RCA recording studios, and they never released it, or never went with it. Anyway, 1960. Elvis and Anita attended Easter service at the First Assembly of God Church, but were forced to leave when their presence caused a disruption. Location shooting on this day in 1961. Location shooting finished in Hawaii. And there's Elvis, Hal Wallace, and Tom Parker. What's Tom doing there? Is he handing out cards or something, or handing out money? And there's Hal Wallace. 1963, Elvis hosted a party at Graceland and ordered 80 tasty dogs and 115 Cokes. 1972, Elvis performed at T.H. Barton Coliseum, Little Rock in Arkansas. Almost certainly filmed for Elvis in concert. 1973, Elvis spent 3 days rehearsing at RCA Studio C, Hollywood. 1975, Elvis purchased a Convair 880 jet from Delta Airlines for $250,000. He spent $600,000 refurbishing it to include personal quarters, a meeting room, and other luxuries. Elvis named the aircraft Lisa Marie, of course, after his beloved daughter. Now, pick of the week. Now, I would love to be able to tell you that I could pick just one, right? And I couldn't. So I've got 3 picks of the week from Love a Little, Live a Little, or Live a Little, Love a Little. I keep getting it the wrong way round. So we've got this one, which I think was sent in by Elaine. Thanks, Elaine. Hey, honey, can you scrub my back, please? That's from the scene where he's in the shower with Michelle Carey looking over. Pick number 2. Yeah, another great one. Sort of, this was what they were saying about a hint at a sexual liaison, but they've got a board between them. And finally, pick number 3. I just love this one. Look at the way she's looking at him when he's shaving. Ladies, would you like to be in a bathroom in the morning watching Elvis Presley shave? I'm sure you would. So, those are my picks of the week. Now, I want to do my song of the week, and then I'll tell you about the brand new video that will be posted on this channel in about 11 minutes time at the top of the hour. It's flown by tonight, it really has. My song of the week from Live a Little, Love a Little was written by Guy Fletcher and Doug Flett and first recorded and released by British singer Cliff Richard. That's what we were saying to a caller earlier on. Yeah, Cliff sang it, but they did change the lyrics for Elvis. It was recorded by Cliff Richard as a potential song for the Eurovision Song Contest in 1968. Recorded by Elvis in March 1968 for this movie. It was not released as a single, and no soundtrack album or EP was released to promote the movie. Elvis's version was released at the beginning of October, several weeks before the film's release, on the budget compilation album Singer Presents Elvis Presley Singing Flaming Star and Others, which was a promotional release only available in certain stores. The album was given a full release on March 1969 under the title Elvis Sings Flaming Star. It is, of course, Wonderful World. It became the first song by British writers to be recorded by Elvis. However, the lyrics on this version are completely different to the original version, as Fletcher and Flett were asked to rewrite them for the movie. After Elvis recorded the song, Fletcher and Flett were asked to write another song for Elvis. They wrote The Fair's Moving On, which was released as the B-side to Clean Up Your Own Backyard. Now that's another heck of a song, Clean Up Your Own Backyard. I've chosen, and I will link it below, number 7, take number 7. And I think Joy Lamanca mentioned this earlier on. It's a great take. Elvis's vocal is right up front. You can hear every single word. It's not drowned out by the orchestra. And what an opening to an Elvis Presley movie. Elvis driving along the hillsides of California, driving along the surf in that dune buggy. It's just a fabulous, fabulous opening. And such a great song. It's one of those songs, Elvis songs, that when it comes on the player in the car or in the house or anything like that, you just can't help but sing along to it. And it just raises your whole mood. So that's my song of the week from Live a Little, Love a Little. Wonderful World, take number 7. Now, I have to say that in about 9 minutes' time, we better close the poll, hadn't we? So let's close the poll. And the poll was, which is your favourite Sun recording from these? That's All Right, Baby Let's Play House, Mystery Train, or Trying to Get to You. And it is 22%, That's All Right, Baby Let's Play House 18%, Mystery Train 26%, but the winner is Trying to Get to You with 34%. 33%. So 33 Trying to Get to You, Mystery Train 25, That's All Right 22, and Baby Let's Play House 17. I would have voted for Mystery Train. I would have been the 25%. So, in about 8 minutes' time on this channel, there will be a new video, and it ties in with the big topic at the moment, which is the Elvis biopic. And it is this: Baz Luhrmann gets it right, EPE gets it wrong. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's the pink Cadillac in the new biopic. I've got a little bit fed up over the last few weeks of Elvis purists and so forth saying about, the pink Cadillac isn't right, and they haven't got this right, and they haven't got that right, and Baz hasn't got this right. And it's quite honestly, it gets a little bit too much from a 3-minute trailer. And so, as far as I'm concerned, if you watch this video that I'm going to upload in about 7 minutes' time, for me, it proves that Baz got it right and the Elvis Presley estate got it wrong. Elvis Presley Enterprises got it wrong. So I really hope you will watch that video, and please leave your comments on that video, what you think. And that's all I have to say about it. I'll let you watch the video and you can let me know what you think. So that's it for this week. Thanks to all the callers. You've been great. And coming up next week, Elvis's 29th movie, Charo. How am I going to get a poll out of that? Until next week, please look after yourselves. If you do want to support the show, you can buy me a coffee using the link below. I hope you enjoy the pink Cadillac video. See you next week, everybody.